Good morning, friends. Welcome back to our FPCS uh, playlist, and we are on to the fifth video of our financial planning and control systems. Today, we will be going through the responsibility center, expense center, revenue center, and expenditure center. So, let us go through the responsibility center as a part of FPCS. Yes, friends. So we will be on to the chapter of revenue and expense centers, and in this we will be looking for the how the revenue centers and expense centers are there in the financial planning and control system, and as an organizational goal, how it affects it to the whole organization. So the first we will see about the responsibility centers. Normally, in a hierarchy of an organization, if you look at the all the hierarchy, starting from the bottom line towards the middle segment and the upper segment in the board of directors, you will see, friends, that everywhere there is the whatever the box which we write in the hierarchy, each and every box is a responsible center. So the there is some responsibility is attached to each hierarchy, whatever we are showing in a hierarchy. If you look at in a diagrammatically terms, there is an input which is resources used as a measure of cost, and there is an output of services. In between, we have the working capital into playing a major role. So nature of responsibility centers are the objective of the responsible center is to help to implement the strategies which are decided by the senior management. If each responsibility centers attain its objective, so in a hierarchy, if there is a middle segment, there's a lower segment, everybody is attaining its objectives. And since our company is the sum of the whole responsibility centers, then the whole organization should achieve its goals. The product produced by one responsibility center may furnished either to another responsibility center or to the outside organization. When it goes to the another responsibility center, it will be called as the output for the other. And if you combine all together, all the output of the responsibility center, then it is the output of the whole organization, which is measured in the terms of revenue for the outsiders. Now, what is the relationship between the input and output? It is very simple, friends, that optimum relationship of input and output is necessary in every organization. There are always a direct relationship as well as the indirect relationship for the input and the output. For example, raw material to finished goods, there is a direct relationship. Second, advertisement expenses, it's an indirect relationship. So it's only judgmental. Third, research and development expenses, it is ambiguous, as sometimes the R&D output is taken as the output of the organization, and sometimes it is said that it will take time to implement the particular product. So it is an indirect relationship. Input are measured by a quantity of input multiplied by money. If you want to convert into a money term. And revenue is an important measure of output for the organization. So whenever you are trying to compare with the input cost as the output, then revenue we will have to take it as a to consider the input as a percentage of the input. So if whenever you are trying to reach to a particular conclusion between the input and the output, there's always two terms comes into picture: efficiency as well as the effectivity. Now, friends, efficiency is and effectivity both are subjective terms. Let us go to the first, efficiency. These are two criteria to judgment the performance of the responsibility center. Efficiency is the ratio of output per unit of input. So the output is say 100, the input is 50, then the efficiency is 200%. Example, the responsibility center A is more efficient than responsibility center B. It is a efficiency. Either in terms of that the responsibility center is using fewer input to have the same output, or the responsibility center B is using the same input to give the more output. So one is input is lower, output is same. One is input is higher and output is also different. So two types of the way in which you can always see that how the efficiency of one responsibility center is differed from the another responsibility center. Let us go to the effectiveness. Friends, effectiveness is the relationship between the responsibility center's output to the objectives. Let us look at the output with the objectives. So what is the output the responsibility center is generating vis-a-vis the objective of an organization which is set in the beginning? So if some responsibility center is giving a lower output in a percentage term to the objective of the organization, then it is less effective. The more this output contribute to the objectives, more the effective the unit is. Let us take the example of refill, ball pen, sketch pen, and ink industry. Say SBU head of a particular company. So more output. The objective of the organization is to sell the optimum ball pen in the market. So the more the refill contribution, the more the tips contribution towards the manufacturing of the ball pen will have the more effectiveness of that particular SBU head. Both the output and the objectives are difficult to quantify because it is a subjective term, and effectiveness is always measured in a non-quantitative term, whereas the the efficiency is in a quantitative term. For example, college A is doing first-rate job, but the college B has slipped somewhat in the recent year. So it is just a comparative word. Further, an organization unit should be both efficient as well as effective. It is not a case of choosing one, because unless both the organization is efficient as well as effective, you will not be able to grow into market. If everyone in the organization is both efficient and effective, that the organization should be meeting its goals in an optimum manner. Example, very fine example, friends. If a credit department, a collection department in a company are using the paperwork connected with the delinquent account at a lower cost per unit, it's efficient. But while doing this, if they are harassing a customer, then it is not effective. So customer is always will give you repetitive order. But once you become a pain to them for the collection, they will not give you a repetitive order. So it is not effective but efficient. Friends, after this efficiency and effectivity, will go to the revenue center. Revenue center is mostly a marketing center. Output are measured in a monetary term. There is no relationship with the expenses incurred. And the revenue center are marketing organization that do not have the profitability responsibility, or the profit is not their responsibility. And actual sales or the order booked are the measured against the budgets. The revenue centers are not charged for the COGS that the market, and hence they are non-profit centers. So whenever there is a COGS consumed against the output, it is not being considered for a revenue center. If you consider COGS for the revenue center, then it will become the profit center. The manager of a revenue center does not have knowledge that it needed to make the cost revenue trade-off. The revenue center is not responsible for such trade-off. It will always see that it is a revenue only. Therefore, responsibility of this type of decision cannot be delegated to revenue center. They do not have authority to set the selling prices. Then we have expense centers. We have normally two type of expense center. Like yeah, friends. So as discussed, there are two type of the expense centers. Expense centers are responsibility centers for which input or expenses are measured in terms of monetary, but for which output are not measured in terms of monetary terms. So there are two types of the cost. One is engineered cost, and second is the administration cost. So as far as the engineered cost is concerned, there are direct nexus between the cost and the revenue. So for example, these are the elements of cost for which the right or proper amount of cost that should be incurred can be estimated with a reasonable degree of reliability. There are various example, friends, for this. For example, cost incurred in a factory for a direct labor, direct material, or consumables, or any other utilities. Coming to the next, friends, we have discretionary cost. So these costs are also called as a managed costs. So here you have a lot of indirect costs which you incur incurred during the management of the organization. So here there is no such engineered estimate is feasible. These are all general costs. So in factory, there is usually a occupancy cost which collects the costs associated with the building such as heat, AC, light, insurance, maintenance. No one manager is responsible for such costs. So it is called as an uncontrollable cost sometimes. Then there are few characteristics of engineering cost centers. Their input can be measured in monetary terms. Their output can be measured in the physical terms. And the optimal amount of input required to produce 1 unit of output can be established as far as the engineer cost is concerned. And engineered expenses center are usually found in the manufacturing operation. For example, all manufacturing industries, these costs are readily available and the nexus is available, input and output. Then, as I said, discretionary expense center, these are the general costs like accounting, legal, industrial relationship, PR costs, human resource costs, R&D costs, management costs. And management has to decide upon certain policies or the percentage that should be govern the operation of the company. And sometimes it is apportioned to the direct cost. And there are budgets available regularly, monitoring of the budget for such kind of cost. And dramatic changes in viewpoint may occur when a new management takes over. So whenever there is a management changes in an organization, this cost has a lot of effect. Sometimes it go haywire, sometimes it goes up, and sometimes these costs are curtailed. Thank you, friends. With this, we will be completing our responsibility centers. Next time, we will come up with the profit centers where we will have its advantages, business unit as a profit centers. So, as of now, friends, we will stop here and we'll see that how we can cover the profit center more effectively so that people or the team of to whom we are making these videos will be effectively possible. Thank you very much. Next videos will be uploaded in 2 to 3 days. Thank you very much.